Good morning, YouTube. Or if it's night where you are, I wish you a good evening or a good night. Now, I have been a busy little bee this month because my library now boasts not one, not two, not five, but seven new books. And so, I am going to walk you through each one of them, tell you where I got them from, and tell you how excited I am to start reading these books. But before I start, um, I would like to point out that I'm reading a fantastic book called Neuromancer. Neuromancer is by William Gibson. It's his debut novel series, and I'm reading the first book. And this particular book is Cyberpunk 2077 meets, Cowboy Bebop. And so far, the world is very interesting. The characters, the setting, the premise, and all of it that is being slowly unraveled. I'm on the fifth chapter, so there's a lot going on, but I am thoroughly enjoying it. And the reason I'm talking a little more about this than I should is because Neuromancer won the Hugo, the Nebula, and the Philip K. Dick Award the moment the award ceremonies were held. So it's a trifecta. And so far, I can see that it's worth it. But time marches on and waits for no one. Therefore, it is time to reveal my book collection for the month of July. Here we go. Are you ready? I sure am. This is called Speaking of Films. It's by Shotajit Rai. It features a number of essays that Shotajit Rai sir has written about his experiences in making films, his experiences in dealing with artists who are not professional film people, how he has interacted with a superstar like Uttam Kumar, what it was like working with Utpal Dotto. It's a very interesting read, and I've been told that it's a formidable addition to my library, and I can't wait to start reading it. I got it for a bargain price from the Hirin bookstore I go to in Kolkata, and oh boy, I am very happy that it is in my possession. Some people have actually done PhDs in filmmaking after having read this book. It is that kind of a book. Now, this I got as a gift. So there was this book fair. So it's called The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared, and it's by Jonas Jonasson. It came out a few years back. It's absolutely hilarious, and it's got a writing style that's similar to Friedrich Bachmann. I don't think it's a very big surprise that both the authors are Swedish. But this book I got as a gift. I went to a book fair that's being organized in the city. It's still happening. It's happening at Sinki Palace. Today is the last day. Sinki Palace is near Gariahat. And they had this concept that you pick up a box, you pay for the box, and you, get books. Right? You pack the box with books, and once it's packed, as long as the box closes flat, you're good to go. So my friends, they allowed me to take one book from their considerable haul, and it was a fun experience. Lots of hardcovers. So if you can make it down there, I think it's there today, it's there tomorrow. So please head down there. Good deals, good deals. I know they have The Man in the Iron Mask. I know they have The Shadow of the Wind. I know they have a lot of John Grisham in hardcover. They have a lot of Alistair MacLean in hardcover. Good place to go. Yeah. So the 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared, reminiscent of Friedrich Bachmann, written by Jonas Jonasson. That's my second book haul out, and there are five to go. Which brings me to the Tailor of Panama. I finally have the Tailor of Panama. Finally! After having grown up watching the movie on repeat, I have the Tailor of Panama. Okay, I mean, this is big. This is big. This is pretty big. So, Kolkata members will know, Kolkata dwellers and all will know that we have a street called College Street here, where a lot of second-hand books are available. And this was purchased from College Street for, I think, 80 bucks. Yeah, I paid 80 rupees for this book. After a lot of bargaining, there are a couple of other books that I picked up from College Street that are a part of this haul, and they will also show up. And so, yeah, The Tailor of Panama, that's my next book, John Le Carre. I'm sure John Le Carre needs no introduction, so knock yourself out. The Tailor of Panama. Now we come to an interesting book that I am currently reading in physical form. Um, Graham Greene's Our Man in Havana. Now, this one is very interesting. It's sort of a spoof on a spy novel or something. There is humor. I haven't gone very far into it. If you can see, the bookmark is just at the tip. I will be finishing this as soon as I'm done with Neuromancer, so stay tuned for a possible review. But yeah, uh, Our Man in Havana, Graham Greene, purchased from College Street for 70 rupees after bargaining. The guy wanted to charge me 120. I was like, I'm not going to give you 120 for it. Forget it. I have read one Salman Rushdie, Harun and the Sea of Stories, and that's a very interesting story in itself of how the experience led me to find that book. So when I found the Enchantress of Florence for 80 rupees, I couldn't resist. So the Enchantress of Florence by Salman Rushdie from College Street again. The print is a little um it'll do, but like it's obviously a well thumbed book. You can see how flexible it is, right? And so it's obviously a well thumbed second hand book. But yeah, uh, Enchantress of Florence is one of my pickups for this month, and I will be reading it. But I have been reading way too much fantasy, so I'm just coming back to reality for a little bit, talking about sci-fi for a little bit, just to mix things up. But yeah, hmm, when will I read this? Why don't you let me know in the comments when I should read this? I mean, that would be epic. Anyway, The Enchantress of Florence, Salman Rushdie, now a part of my library as of the month of July, purchased from College Street. And now we come to that one book which I've reviewed here before. I'll dump the review in the description of this video. I finally have been gifted Silken Song by Dana Stabenow. Now, I have to tell you that one of the friends in my book club, that is the Paperbacks and Backpacks book club, which you can find on Instagram if you search for Paperbacks and Backpacks. Or you can directly talk to Gayatri about it, who's the admin. So, one of my friends there called Amarnath Nair, I was in a very bad place and he called me up on video call and we talked and he tried to cheer me up. And then he said, you know what, you need a book. So I'm sending you a book. And he sent me Silken Song. He says, you never shut up about this book, so I'm sending it to you. Uh, he said that initially he said he was going to send me something else, but he couldn't afford it. It was a bit out of his budget. And then I said, you know what, if you're going to send me something, do I have the liberty of choosing? He said, yes, if you want something that I can get you, then yes, you can choose. So I chose Silken Song. And at that time, Silken Song was going for a discount. I think it's about 415 rupees now, but I got it for a little lower. But yeah, Silken Song Dana Stepenow is finally in my possession. If you want to know why I'm so psyched about this book, I will be dropping the link to the review of Silken Song down in the description. Please check it out. I finally have it. Thank you, Amar. Much appreciated. And that brings me to my final book in the month of July. And that is William Dalrymple is finally in my library. This is From the Holy Mountain. And I have heard of many things to do with William Dalrymple. Many, 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 many things. I've heard that he's a great writer. I've heard that his travel books are well researched, that there's a human touch to the places he talks about. And I was originally looking for City of Gins. I couldn't find it, but I did find this. And I will be starting it soon. So, the Bilge Master has new books, people of YouTube. And the Bilge Master is very happy. So that brings the grand total to 7 books bought in July. And the locations are a random book fair that's happening in the city right now. It's there till Saturday. The second location is College Street, which needs no introduction to a Kolkata dweller. And the third location is the Hidden Bookstore. If you want to know where the Hidden Bookstore is, find me on Telegram under Shosha Mitra, and I will set up a meeting with the owner for you. That's all I've got for you today. This is the Bills Master signing off, and I have a lot of reading to do, don't I? See you guys. Thank you for listening.